This is an emergency food bag. This is a primary bag that a family would get. There's 14 or 15 items that you can, they're meal creators, things that go to supplement when you need to make a meal for a small family. It's also a primary source of our volunteer activity. We get these in case lots. You can see some of those around the warehouse, but we'll line up all these cases with the bags, and volunteers can build about 800 bags in 45 minutes to an hour. It's a really high energy activity. We play the music really loud. It's a lot of fun. But these emergency food bags go all over our service territory, and as you can see, we keep bins and bins of them in stock. We try to stay about a month ahead when we build these bags.
So today we're at United Food Bank, which is a large distribution center here in Maricopa County in Mesa, Arizona. They distribute food to eastern Maricopa County all the way to the White Mountains. Local growers are really critical to the food system for a number of reasons. I think first, their passion. I mean, local growers participate in a number of ways that can address food insecurity that are super important to our network. Things like the SNAP Double Up Bucks food program at farmers markets and community-supported agriculture boxes. They recognize that these programs feed low-income families, so being able to purchase the food to give to our communities is important for the farmer, it's important for the individual who struggles with food insecurity, and it's also important for the local economy, who's going to see those dollars reinvested in their community multiple times. So it's a wonderful way to invest in people, in our land, and in our communities.
We built this a couple of years ago. Governor Ducey came and cut the ribbon for us, which was pretty exciting. The state invested some money in building cooler capacity at food banks in Arizona. So we were able to build this large cooler, and we're able to bring more fresh produce, which is why our content of fresh fruits and vegetables has gone up, is directly related to this investment. Other money went to agencies throughout our service territory so they could receive this produce in a larger volume than we used to get in the past. Let's go look in the freezer. Maybe we won't go in here. Here we go. Come on in. Don't let the door fall on you. We'll turn this freezer over a couple of times a month. So we'll get USDA food, store donations. They'll come in looking in a variety of ways. Our lights are motion censored, so that's why I got a little dark in here. So we have a couple of coolers here at the food bank. The one we were just in is for holding large truckloads of produce. This one is more of an operating cooler. We'll store our outgoing orders against the wall, and people, our drivers will pick those up, load them in their trucks. We recently got a shipment of eggs. Let's see if we can find it. We got some winter squash, Cruz Farm eggs. Here they are. So this is part of our Farmers to Family, part of our program here. See, they got a little bit of packaging here. If that doesn't look local, I don't know what does, right? So these are pretty nice stuff. Look at that, brown eggs even. Those would be exciting for our families to get. We love eggs. Everybody loves getting eggs at a food bank. They're hard to move because they're fragile and perishable. Hickman's Family Farms, a local Arizona egg grower, they're super generous to the food banks and share a lot of eggs back with us as well. Hey, what's going on? How are you, Dave?
For local farmers, I think everyone has the goal of feeding their community. They get into feeding people because it's in their hearts, it's in their blood. They want to make sure that their communities are taken care of. And so I think local farmers and small farmers are no different.
Duncan Family Farms is a progression of my getting out of school, marrying just the perfect person. We started as a small farm, so I love small farms. I'm a huge advocate of small farms. Farms of all sizes play a role in a sustainable community.
Soon this basil and the other products that we're growing, the similar culinary herbs, these will be packaged and distributed and sold locally so that everybody can see that this product is actually grown locally and is Duncan Family Farms product. Otherwise, it goes across the country and you have no idea that it was grown right here in central Arizona.
We have had a wonderful relationship with the Association of Arizona Food Banks and what used to be Westside Food Bank and now St. Mary's Food Bank. We've enjoyed an incredible relationship where the statewide gleaning program actually started on our farm decades ago. And understand something, for the products that we're growing, Arizona and California supply, 90+% of the leafy greens in the United States. And so it should be done in Arizona or California, but regardless of where it is, a regional facility that we can deliver product to in some manner that can take this product and instead of having it go away and be turned in as really expensive fertilizer, now it's food for the hungry. And that, we just have to figure out a way to do that. When you start to understand the numbers of people that are hungry in the state, that are hungry anywhere, and you can make even the smallest dent, you kind of have to.
So the Friends of the Farm program was started last year about this time actually, where we were able to make the first purchases of fresh, locally grown food right here in Arizona. So we're now able to make purchases of healthy, fresh produce and protein of commodities right here in Arizona. So it's a win for the farm, it's a win for those who are struggling with food insecurity, and it's a win for local communities.
In the United States, we've largely solved famine. You don't see a lot of famine in the United States, and we have a lot of hunger. Famine is a supply issue. Hunger is a logistics issue. We're at the point that we're dealing with food insecurity. So what is food insecurity? Food insecurity is fear. I am worried I'm not going to have enough food to feed my family. There's very little on my shelf. Where can I go when I don't have what I need? And I'm short of money. I may have lost my job. That's why food banks exist. In 2020, we served 345,000 families. That's heartbreaking. 600,000 individuals. I've had a lot of interaction with members of the Apache tribes, and I have a great affinity for the Apache people. They are in our service territory, and they have been for many, many years. We realized we needed to serve the Apache people better. Sending them the same food that we sent everybody else wasn't adequate. There was no consideration for culturally appropriate foods. We knew there are a lot of health issues, plus there's economic development issues. There's folks that live on the Apache reservation that have very little, and are there skills that we could help develop? Can we help prompt more native foods back into their diet? NDC was doing that work, so they became a natural partner for United Food Bank.
Dagote, she carry sage curly gonze, she kites eden, shamaslina curly gonze, peridot yugonshli. My name's Carrie Curley. I just said my clan, which is Rock Strung in the Willow, who my mother is, and I'm the vice president. I'm the vice president's organization, Nathwudi Denjoni, which means strength and beauty, also known as NDC, and we are on site on here on Route 6 between milepost 7 and 8, and yeah, we also known as the Old Tree Farm. So wow. Some of them are getting pretty tall. So this is them right here, the Apache giant. And this will eventually vine out. Right now it's, nothing much, but eventually it will take over and it'll be so thick in here that you have to be careful where you step. But this is the Apache giant right here. So that's the squash that I'm excited for personally myself. Oh, I think we all are. We all have a taste for it now. The garden has taught me so much patience. And working with the land, what I noticed over the years is I was in that fast, rapid world, going to school full time and working like 2-3 jobs, that I forgot that to slow down and just to, feel the soil in your hands and know that if you take care of the land, it'll take care of you. This is like the healthiest I've ever been in my life. Shema, my mother, got hit with type 2 and another mentor of mine in the community. And that just put more of a definition in me and my spirit. This is why you're in this position of getting healthy food for the community. And it starts with myself, my home, and then the community. Right here we have the red sugar cane. We have watermelon right here. And right here we have the Apache sunflower. And this is our traditional red corn. So I'm really excited to see the kernels and the colors of this. So yeah, already making that connection with this is so beautiful.
So the United Food Bank has been really pivotal in our growth over COVID. Because fresh produce and foods is difficult to get. They've provided, hundreds of boxes of food that we've given to tribal departments like social services, TANF. We've given to out in Bylis, which is about a small community about 30 minutes away from here. So for us to grow that much produce, it's kind of not feasible at this point. And we really needed that immediate help, immediate need. And United Food Bank was able to fill that and get the food to help us get the food to where it needs to go.
I think that people need to start really looking around and getting serious about what does it really mean to have a sustainable community. This I do know, when the kids used to come out to the farm, we used to laugh about the bus leaving the farmyard, and you knew just about where the guide told the kids they were going to be harvesting broccoli that morning. Kids had this concept that all broccoli was bad, and so you'd hear this as the bus is going down the road, this ew. But when they came back, when they got to go and harvest their broccoli, it wasn't just broccoli, it was their broccoli. They knew where it came from. And they took that broccoli home to mom and dad, and they said, this is my broccoli that I picked today at the farm, the broccoli farm. The broccoli didn't come from the store, and it didn't come from that frozen package. It came from a farm. To have that kind of effect, even just a little bit, I think people think that if they can change one person's life, they feel that they've had a valuable life. It's kind of cool.
I want to close the food bank. And I want to close the food bank because people have figured out how to get their own food. We have a lot of folks that, like seniors on fixed incomes, people that are disabled. There's folks that need assistance, and they're not going to go away. But there's a whole host of people that I think that we can reach and help them foster that self-sufficiency so they can make all of those choices for themselves instead of worrying about all of the choice that we can put into our food bank. If they're employed and they know how to cook and they have skills, then they can buy food and they can feed their families, and they're going to be happier in the long run for it.
I believe this is just the beginning of it. We are literally planting the seed. Influencing the culture and the people in a way where they can learn to be self-sustaining is the goal.
Knowing that I left that plot, all this work that I do, every morning I get here, I leave some of my heart here, is just knowing that I can leave this garden for the people. I can leave crops, healthy way of living, and just knowing that I can leave that palette for someone else to take on. I may not know who that is, but as long as I can leave something beautiful for my community and knowing that I gave it all that I can, I'm happy with that.